What is going on, baseball fans? It's Tino here, back with another New York Mets video. Welcome back to WHADDYA SHEA, the exclusive channel for all things New York Mets. And the Mets are really starting to fill out their bench here as they added 30-year-old veteran utility player Jonathan Villar to a one-year, $3.55 million deal. And Villar has spent time pretty much everywhere across the American League and the National League, starting in the American League with the Astros. He plays pretty much all over the field. Last year, he split time with Miami and Toronto, but has really done it all over his 8-year career. And before we take a deeper dive into VR and what he can bring to this team and even what his numbers look like, I think it's important to note here that the bench really is starting to fill up, especially after signing Almora Jr. and VR. And look at what Anthony DeComo tweeted out after the VR signing, and I think he's very spot on with this. The Mets have one of their more experienced groups off the bench that they've had in years. I mean, really, top to bottom. A lot of these guys have postseason experience. I mean, all of them have postseason experience. They could all play multiple positions, which is huge. All have experience at those positions, and they all do a job. VR will be the speed guy. You have Almora with a defensive platoon role. Martinez will bring the power. Guillorme has some contact. And Nito's our backup catcher, but in my opinion, he's proven to be serviceable behind the plate. And, despite being shaky at the plate hitting-wise sometimes, I think this bench is really starting to come together. And, despite us freeing up space, the $5 million with Steven Matz in that deal, and us thinking it would go to Trevor Bauer, this is also a serviceable way to spend that money and that $5 million, especially when you think about us gaining two players young enough. I mean, VR is a little older, but in Almora at 26 years old, which was one of the players we picked up, plus 3 pitching prospects in the minor league, that's where that money went to, and it wasn't the worst way to spend that money. But let's take a look at VR here, because his numbers kind of jump off the stat sheet at you. You see some bold numbers there, but he's consistent. I mean, he was an everyday player with different teams. He's a healthy guy. I mean, the guy stays on the field. Best ability is availability. But I mentioned his speed, and it really is insane what he's able to do on the base path. Last season, only 16 steals, but the year before, 40 steals. That was the second highest total. VR is an aggressive base runner on the base pass, and that's something the Mets have lacked for years. I mean, we've been looking at forever, and his ceiling, let's look at 2016, his ceiling is insane. 62 stolen bases. That's a ridiculous total. Granted, he does get caught stealing a bunch, but again, I like the aggressiveness, and this is something the Mets have lacked for a while. We joked about it on the live stream. The team added Billy Hamilton, and we thought that would do something, and he got caught stealing every time he stole a base. But the Mets knew this would be an issue, and they've tried to address it, and they just haven't been able to do it. Now, not only is VR good on the base path, but he also rakes. He's a strikeouts guy. He won't really hit for average. His career average is about 260. Last year, he took a significant dip. Obviously, it was a shorter season, but he's a switch hitter. He can be proven to be clutch, and he goes gap to gap. He's a doubles guy, hitting over 30 doubles in both 2019 and 2016. So if the Mets can get anything of what he gave in 2019, I mean, they're in really good shape, and I think VR can prove to be a very nice addition for this team for this season, especially when you talk about how we didn't really have switch hitters last year or in the last coming years at all, and we now have one in Lindor and VR. So that's really nice to have in your back pocket, especially when you talk about how the pitching rules have changed. There's no lefty specialists anymore, so really you can kind of use those guys, and if VR comes off the bench, you can use him in a way that kind of messes with the other team's pitching staff. So, all in all, I really don't mind this move. There isn't a whole lot to talk about, but again, I noted it earlier, it is interesting to think about how we expected the money, the $5 million that the Mets saved, to be used in a bigger way, and we spread that money out. We expected them to do this with the entire $30 million that they're under the cap, but they're doing it with the $5 million that they saved with Steven Matz, and I think they're doing it really well. I do like VR. I had questions about Almora, but it seems like Almora will be coming off the bench, and when everyone was thinking about this as he's going to be our everyday center fielder, that's when I had my questions. But if we're locking him in of a bench role, I'm fine with that, and I'm okay with that. So I like what the Mets have done so far, following that Almora signing and signing Jonathan Villar, and I do see another move still coming. What that move will be, I'm not too sure, but it seems like the only way this bench will get deeper is if we take one of the existing starters and maybe Dom Smith or JD Davis and slide them back to the bench to join the team there. But that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think, as always, in those comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback on this, on what you think of Jonathan Villar. And, you know, thumbs up, subscribe, do it all. I talked to you guys yesterday, but I'm here again. 2 videos a week is great for us. You know I love the content, and if it's there, I'm going to pump it out for you guys. So be sure to always subscribe, like, comment, thumbs up, turn the notifications on. Do it all. Help support this channel. WHADDYA SHEA will try to get a live stream going for you guys very soon. Hopefully we do make a bigger move, maybe a bigger trade to really get the juices flowing. But all in all, thank you guys for listening, and let's go Mets.